We're walking past this shop. We're in Turkey, but there's a little Somali community center that's opened up. It doubles as a duksi, and the sheikh, his son called Bilal. We see Bilal inside this shop, and he says, yo, give us a hand. There's a girl, she's unconscious, she's just there on the floor. He said, we're gonna take her to the duksi, the Somali center.
What are you thinking at this time?
I'm thinking it's a medical emergency. So we pick her up, put her in a taxi. She kind of laying down across. Her auntie's there on the other side. The taxi drives off. And then Bilal says, are you guys free? We're gonna read Quran on this girl. Bearing in mind, we've all finished memorizing the Quran. We go, you know, we got nothing better to do. It's good deeds as well. We're helping out a sick person. There's a bit of drama. Let's get involved. We jog back to the duksi. When we get there, there's a bunch of older guys from the community. There's his dad, me, Bilal, and two of my boys. They're passing around like a jug of water. They're reciting verses, you blow into it, and then they'll use that for the exorcism. She's just laying down, her auntie's with her, the sheikh's kind of standing over her, and then he tells us, come close. Once we finish reciting, we give him the jug of water, and then he begins to pour the water all over her, recite some more verses. She's just passing in and out of consciousness, and then when she's unconscious, she'll just begin to convulse, shake rapidly. And then eventually the jinn manifests itself, is now speaking from her mouth and is using her to speak, and the voice coming out is not a voice that was from a little girl. And then obviously we're freaked out, but when you're dealing with jinn, you cannot be afraid. They'll know if you're afraid of them. You should not fear them. But she just stops screaming, stops shaking, and her left hand is just shaking rapidly, just her hand. I'm assuming that her auntie is very familiar with what's going on, because she says when her hand is shaking, it means the jinn wants to write something. We bring a piece of paper, we put the pen in her hand in massive letters, taking up the whole page I'm talking about. So the sheikh's asking it, why do you possess this girl? Who sent you? Who done the black magic on this girl? She writes her name down, Abdul Malik, and then the auntie goes, gasps. Someone they know, someone in their community, their little circle.
Someone's done seer.
Someone's done black magic on her. I was holding her right hand down, and the jinn writes, these boys holding me are next. These guys holding me, they're next.
No.
You see, in that moment there, I looked at the sheikh and I said, you see this place where we come here to worship? I will not move from this position until you purify everywhere. The jinn's telling me I'm next. Now it's gone from a 1 in 8 chance to 1 in 3. I don't fancy my odds. This is a bit selfish, but I was saying there's like 8 men in this room. What's the chance the jinn will come after me out of all these guys? Like, go after the big sheikh. He's the one that's actually exercising you. The sheikh's asking more questions. There's a mixture of Arabic and Somali. At this point, we're trying to restrain this girl because she's freakishly strong. Have you ever touched like a camel or a horse or a cow? You just feel the power. You feel power, just the raw physicality of that beast. Wallahi, it was comparable. Power of that girl, it was supernatural. The sheikh tells me focus on just one hand. I'm there saying, I'm a grown man, I'm 20 years old, I can hold down a little girl. He goes, no, just focus on one hand. She's bucking and kicking, throwing guys off her, grown men. And then the sheikh tells us to hold her fingers on her hand to prevent the jinn from escaping because he wants to get rid of it permanently. And then the jinn begins to scream, I will leave, wabaha. The jinn speaking in Somali, wabaha, I will leave. He keeps pouring more and more water, and then the jinn says, I'll leave from her eyes. But then the sheikh, he says no, because that can damage her eyes on the way out. So he says leave from her feet. The jinn passes from her feet, I'm assuming, because she just stops moving. After like a good 30 seconds, she just gasps and sits up and just begins crying.